Hey, real quick, one thing you're looking at here is a real old hot water heater that I've had outside for a while. Bear with me. What I want to do is, this is going a little bit different than some of my other videos that I put up. I seem to make more revenue on the how-to video, so I'm going to start doing a little bit of them, throw them in, and this is going to be one. And this is going to consist of working on a hot water heater, replacing the elements, and checking the wiring as far as testing it, just to show you, and possibly to drain it out. And I'll be piecing together parts in, so it might get juggled up a little bit. We're going to go ahead and start with it. This is a 240 volt, 220 volt hot water heater. You have two legs of juice, a 110 and a 110. Normally what these are, they're wire nutted, you know, together, and you'll have a ground right here going to it. And the white wire I'm using as the neutral as the ground. And you got a hot 110 and then another hot 110. It's quite simple. You got 220 or 240 volts, whatever you think, 110, 120. Here's a 110. You're going to hook to one leg of the red wire, and then 110 to the black wire. So I got a black wire going into the black wire, red wire going into the red wire. These are the two hot wires. And I just run the white wire coming through as the ground onto here. But you basically have a 10, I think it's called a 10-2 wire, and I run with a 10-3, it don't matter, but you got a hot 110 and then a hot 110 on either side, and it's going into it. You can pull the wire nuts off and check it, just to say if you want to check for power, or better yet is you take the, let me get the camera set up, you can check for juice by following that red wire down, and here's the black wire down. Both of these will have power going to them, and one way to do that, of course, is take a multimeter, even a cheap one will work. Make sure it's on volts and AC, and anywhere on this tank other than where the wiring screws in, like say down here on the metal, you can put your negative side of your wire, your terminal, and touch right here. Hey, free energy, look at that. I'm registering 0.2 volts. Why? Oh, auto DC, auto AC, nothing, as you notice there. So there's no juice coming to that. You wouldn't dare be going like from here to here. You're gonna short out your multimeter. You're gonna create an arc through there. And another way is you go to Walmart or wherever and pick up one of these little testers that light up. And I'm gonna be doing this with it power on. But same thing, touch anywhere metal, as long as it ain't the wiring, and see that you're not getting any juice to it. That's important. I mean, you could do it off the element itself, which I'll be doing that, showing you. But if it isn't getting any, calling for any juice down to the element, you might not read it on the one leg. So I would make sure and do it where this wiring's coming down to ensure you're not getting power to it before working on it. All right, I don't know where I'm going to throw this in on a video, but to test the power on these elements or the thermostats on the hot water heater, it's fairly simple. I'm running a typical cheap clamp meter. Any multimeter will work. I got it on AC voltage, and anywhere metal on the ground here or neutral, you'd put your black clamp, and then here, if you look, that one side 123 volts, same here. 120 some volts. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is a typical tester. Now don't touch them both together there. Just on the one-sided element. You can see there you got it. It doesn't matter actually which one, you know, you try, you do. And here's another variety. Another, just a light up tester. Quite simple, but that shows you got your juice going to the elements. Another one, to pull off element, bad or replace it, one, these wires would be hooked in to in here, and it's self-explanatory, which I'll show you. Pulling these screws out, unscrewing it, getting these wires out once you know you don't have juice to it, and freeing this area up. Now you can use 1.5 inch well socket will work, as long as you have the right drive. This is a I do believe a 3/4 inch drive, or you got an actual special tool that can, or a 1.5 inch wrench, or you could just even try using vice grips or other one. But if you notice here, most hot water heaters, I can get that on there pretty good. And this is all you got to do to pull that element out. I haven't pulled this one out, so I don't know what it looks like. I'll pull the other one, the bottom one, out and show you. That was a mess. This is a smaller element, if you'll notice on my next video. This must be a 2400 watt maybe. That's 4500 watts. This is the upper one, I guess. I could clean this up and this would still be a usable element. But that's all you got to do to pull it out, is to replace them. You just look up the part number and get another one or take it in. That's basically how you take the element out. Biggest one though, as I'm telling you, make sure you don't have electricity. The other one, sometimes elements do blow, or it might short out. There's a reset right here. If you click that reset, it could take off and go. But the thermostats, I've never had a lot of problems with them. They're not real hard to take out, just kind of more or less setting in there and held in by some spring tabs. I already bent the tabs out a little bit. I just want to show you what I'm talking about if you have to take a thermostat out. And there's the thermostat, and these tabs, which I had bent, it just kind of goes in there and sets in there on this hot water heater. You know, other ones may be different. That's how it's setting in. And this would be your upper thermostat. Quite simple there. If you're going to take your element out, to pull it out is the opposite of what I'm doing to put it in. You don't have to put no sealant on these because there is a rubber gasket. 1.5 inch wrench actually works quite well. That's tight. So when you're going to take it out, you just unhook the wiring, test it like I showed you, and put either a wrench or the tool you'd buy or a 1.5 inch socket right on it, take it out. And the drain pipe, I got my wrench sitting on it, but that basically just goes, and I prefer metal. People use plastic or you're not going to break the metal one. Snap the end off, wired back up. Cover, that's kind of self-explanatory. Goes on like that. Generally I put the bottom screw in first. That's how you change an element. Alright, I might as well show you this quick too. If you want to clean scale out of your hot water heater, recommend, of course you're going to should do it outside, but you could do it inside if you wanted. The best way to do it is, you got your bottom element, but basically to clean them out, just pull that out, take a hose, and I'm gonna try it here. Put the camera running. I took and bent, you just grab a piece of wire, bend it to where you can put in the lip of this bottom drain, where this is the drain out that they have, all hot water heaters. Take that off and spray water in and start moving that, pulling that around until you pretty much get everything. That scale is, line scale is just real, it's terrible, and it will break up, but you keep doing that, you can pretty much get all the lime out of your hot water heater by doing that. You get a lot out that way. Then it'll plug up again. Probably won't get all the scale out, but you can get the vast majority of it. So that's pretty much all there is to it, to hot water heaters, 220 volts. I hope they helped you out a little bit. Do me a favor, go ahead, subscribe, check my channel out. I do quite a few different reviews and stuff like that on my video work. Metal detect and other stuff. I'm always looking at stuff to do, so I'll be putting more how-to videos up. Like I said, it seems to help out with my revenue. Makes it a little bit worthwhile, and it's entertaining. And I know it does help people, so there you go. Hot water heater basics. Till next time.